Hey everybody, Matt Trucker 324 here with a kind of a mini talk video. Also, please know all photos will be looking a little weird, but they are my photos. None of them were taken off the internet, even if you think they are. Anyway, so there's been a lot of stuff about Train Sim World 2, Rush Hour, with the MBTA and Keolis. So I'm going to drop into a couple things of what I've seen and what I know of from an IRL railroader who is my father. So without further ado, and also just another note, he does work with the state commuter rail, so I do know some stuff. On that, let's dive into it. So the first issue with this was Train Sim World 2 did not pick up on this, and I don't know they ever did. But the flat cars, one, the colors are off. Two, we're running doubles on the northeast corridor. All flats were being transferred to the north side due to a new policy Keolis has made. That will not be made in this video. But majority of the stuff is four-car flat double deckers, which are Kawasaki's Rodums, if my model knowledge is correct. I wish I had a builder's plate photo. Trust me, I wish. Second of all, track speed. Some people got this wrong. 79 miles an hour. The update to 90. It's 90 pretty much, but it's the locomotives that take it. The all GP40 MCs except for 1136 and any other ones of the Reedville Switcher are on the north side due to the low track speeds and all that. But pretty much the F43Cs are geared for, I want to say 100 miles an hour. The rebuilt, which is this photo right here of 1066 that just came back in recently, and the HSPs. The reason why we only do 90 is because of the coach cars, which are being rebuilt, some are not. We're slowly but surely this will all be just doubles. It'll just be a double decker commuter rail. With that being said, Amtrak has 4 stops. In this case, I don't know. I don't know Amtrak. I'm more of a commuter rail person for the MBTA. From what I've took it as, they killed Train Sim World 2. The developers need to really redo this with all the stuff. 18 stations. Just as one of my photos, I know it's wide. Just to add on. 18 stations with the Stoughton branch. This is because it says Providence. And I love how they keep doing this mistake. Everyone does not understand how this line works. We go to Whitford, Rhode Island. And if I count the 18 stations, it includes past Providence, the 2 stations past it. But if they're doing this a Boston to Providence line, this is not classified under that. It should state the stations are listing. Because if it says 18 stops, it includes Whitford Junction, which is the furthest the MBTA goes. And now if you classify the Cape Flyer for Hyannis, it's not a commuter train, as it's a summer train that runs during the summer. To clarify that. So what about the Amtrak trains? From what I've heard many different areas of where they're focusing the stuff. They might run a New York Penn and all that. If it runs 4 stations down the corridor to Providence, that's not going to be a really long ride. It's already for Amtrak. For MBTA, it's like around 2 hours to get to Whitford Junction. Knocked down probably a 30 minutes for the commuter rail. Doing 125 through 4 stations to get to Providence on the Northeast Corridor for Amtrak with the ACS 64s and the Cellas. Ooh, you'll probably get there about an hour and a half tops. And the flat car sets. We don't run flats. I know this photo shows it. These flats are only for the Cape Flyer. Other than that, they're all on the north side pretty much. So, that's an issue. The speeds and all that. How are they going to simulate the house moves? What are they going to simulate? How are they going to do the scenery? How are they going to make it so it shows all the switches? Because going on to the northeast corridor from South Station, if you ride in the commuter cars, if you look to your right, it goes from track 1. You have to cross over 2 tracks to get onto the corridor. Because all the way to the right when you're on the northeast corridor, if you look out the right side of your window, you see Worcester Main Line, which goes to Worcester. That's tracks 1 and 2. So technically they have to show that until you get to Back Bay. Are they going to do the actual speed restrictions? How are they going to get the permission from the MBTA? Who knows? That's not my issue. But there's a lot of stuff people are saying that they're overlooking. That actually states stuff. I know. Yeah, okay, I'm being bad about saying this stuff. Well, that's the stuff you have to expect of this whole game. I'm excited for it. I'm a huge train sim fan. I like the American lines a lot. I'm not a big fan of foreign country railroading because I kind of get jealous a lot because they run more steam trains over there than over here. But yeah, are they going to do also heritage units? Like, are they going to add the HSP 46? Are they going to add the double decker cars? Are they going to add the GP 40 MC like line 36 in this photo? Wait, there's many room for improvement that they can do with this line. This is going to be one of the most popular lines probably because Northeast Corridor is pretty famous. It's another photo of mine. It's one of the first photos I've ever done on my phone, camera, stuff, and etc. The issue is with the color scheme. I wish I could grab a photo. I couldn't find a photo that I could grab for the color scheme. The gray is way too light. So if you look in the front, the gray is way too light. The purple is way too light. I only really see the yellow stripes, which is way too bright. The whole color scheme is way too bright. It needs to be a little more faded. It needs to be a little more darker. They have that way too bright. I know they're going off of what it says, but you have to make it darker because none of these coaches pretty much ever look that bright. Even the rebuilds are coming in now from New Jersey. They're just a regular coach flat cars, not the cap cars. Those are being retired and going to CT rail. Except for 1528 in this photo. This is my dad's photo. Speaking of this. The fate of this car will be unknown too. This is something that I wonder about myself. What will happen to this car in the future? Um, but you can't really, and these are pre-COVID shots too. I'll tell you this, and I will go over the shots for questions in chat. Another issue of the Train Sim World 2 is you can't tell or eyeball how they're gonna react to it because all we know is they could change it. They could make it so MBTA is not in here. They could make it. It's still in the planning phases. They have those photos, but what do you want to bet? Those are they're using the old Train Sim World from like the original Northeast Corridor, and they're just putting the MBTA equipment in there to test it before they actually build the line. Because they have until it's coming out this summer. They still have another 2 months before it goes over to fall. The end of September is their deadline, I would imagine. So there's still plenty of time for them to change it and then regrind back at it like a regular game developer. What they're gonna and pricing is gonna be ridiculously like don't even pre-order it. I'm not even gonna pre-order. I'm not even pre-ordering for Farming Simulator 22. Actually, I might. That's actually might be worth it. But Train Sim World 2, you can't. It's not worth it for the rush hour. You wait until like October or something, or the first or December if you can't really afford it and you really want it. Just wait. It's gonna go down a lot. It should. But it's like and what about the cap cars for heritage cap cars? Like this one, for example. They gotta do that. If it's a CTC3, these are the cars that are making them off. This cap car and this cap car. Like 1501, the one photo they had of it it's way too ugly. I am sorry if Train Sim World's ever watching this, but it's way too ugly. I am sorry. In South Station, they're redoing South Station. They're putting a tower over it. What are they gonna do? So when the tower goes over, they're just gonna leave it like Caltrain's doing, like the Caltrain line on Train Sim World 2, not do the electrification catenary poles? I say that's stupid. I really honestly gotta say that's stupid. They should update those lines so they're actually accurate to the IRL lines. I'm sorry, that's just a sad move they're doing. So to clarify this photo, so if you look at the time, I know it says November 21st, 2016. It was the one photo I could grab. Look at the station stop. South Station, Amtrak, Back Bay, Route 128 in Providence. 4 stops. Are they gonna go past Whitford towards like New Jersey and all that? Who knows? 18 stops for the commuter rail. How they're gonna have at least you should at least have 20 scenarios for the MBTA. Because you can have trains to South Station to the Back Bay. That is the actual train. You can have train, and it's actually under its own category. They made it. You get trains from South Station to Stoughton. You get South Station to Providence. South Station to Whitford Junction. You can hop off at I want to say Crap. Right around Route 28 in between, from there to Canton Junction, off the corridor, there's the Reedville line. You can go up on the hill. Are they going to simulate that? Then that can be a job for the Reedville switcher. It's like, they have 50 options they have to develop in a short period of time. They started this way too late, and they're going to need at least 50 scenarios for this line. There's no way they're going to get away with it. And also, speaking of that, what about the private cars for the Northeast regional, like the New England States to your top right, or the Pennsylvania Pullman, the FRA Pennsylvania car, or like just regular Amtrak Metroliner GeoTrain cars. They really should have planned this out, and they really should have listed it right of what in a detailed paper or something. I know, say, oh, they're going to say in the comments, oh, trucker, it's too soon to tell. It's not too soon to tell people. I can already probably build a game if I was in a tech shop or took a college class. I could probably build this. I could tell them how to plan it out. You look at every single thing that happens. You look at every single YouTube video and say, okay, we can do this, this, and that. Can't do that because of privacy reasons or copyright reasons. Can't do this, knock those two off. And they say, oh, that's what they're probably doing. No, they're not. They're just half rushing it for people that are really excited about it because they want to see it. It's one of their high requests. With that being said, why not do another popular line? The Middleware Lakeville line on the south side, it's really popular because of the Cape Flyer, because of Braintree and all that. You have Reedville, Worcester. You already have CSX stuff. Why not just make a Worcester line? Why did they do the Worcester line? Because of Amtrak. You actually know you can have Amtrak with 448 and 449. What about the house crews and all that? There's like so much they have to do in a short period of time if they're going to do it, or they're going to do a half job, which means they're just going to take their sweet time. It's just they don't understand what this railroad is over here. This is not like Caltrain. This is not like CSX. This is not like any other line they've done. The MBTA and Amtrak on the south side is a whole big ball game over any other railroad here. And I know you're like, but it's the same thing. No, it's not. I've looked at videos of other railroads. I don't know what goes on behind the video scenes. But if you look at that, and then you look at the videos, like I post so short videos, I post stuff, you could tell there is a big difference between the MBTA Keels commuter rail and on the Northeast Corridor and all that than Caltrain, Tri-Rail, Brightline. It's all different. But this is probably one of the more active, stressful railroads to do if you work for the railroad over here. What about the puzzle switch in Amtrak? They have a puzzle switch. It's literally like 5 tracks that go through that switch. You have to punch the code in, or back in the older days, they had to train people to use it. There's so much they have to do. But that's gonna be me having a hissy fit. So stay tuned for more short videos. I'm hoping and also stay tuned during October or November. I apologize. I'll be traveling to South Carolina for a wedding, and I should have an extra day to go to Norfolk Southern and Amtrak Yard to get some good stuff down there. Hopefully by then I'll get a better recording equipment and maybe try to figure out an editing program. But with that being said, hopefully I can get more photos for you guys, make a photo montage for the past year of the 2020-2021 season of during the COVID-19 photos I have taken. I'll try to see what I can do for you guys. Without further ado, thanks for dropping in. Just make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you wish. Make sure you comment for any questions, and I'll talk to you later. Adios.